You know, we didn't back ourselves, or we left our artillery stuck and didn't bring it to the fore. And definitely the example was set by the captain, Temba Bavuma. He was the one who's shown the intent today. No boundaries from yesterday. 4 fours and a 6 so far in the innings now.
That's a fine shot. Tall man, just punching it down the ground. Another boundary.
Yeah, good from Bedingham. In all honesty, coming into this test match, he would have been the one under fire and scrutiny with regards to whether he could or should play in the match, because he hasn't really backed up his initial start to test cricket with some lots of runs consistently. But I think the big talk coming over here was he's played so much county cricket. If there's one man who knows the conditions and can adapt and should know the game plans and how to play in the English soils, it is him, and he's answering that call so far.
Key for him is to play through the line. Occasionally he plants that front leg and plays across his front pad, so that time the bat came straight. You can see there with that leg planted, occasionally the bat comes from gully across the line, and Australia definitely have tried to bowl straighter to him because they feel either he's an LBW candidate or with those hands coming across the line he could nick it.
Well, it's good to see the captain leading from the front. Good running. That's what a positive mindset can do. It helps all round. You're running between the wickets, your defense, when you leave the ball. It's the message that goes from your brain. That makes you do things differently, as opposed to when you're thinking negatively, you're thinking of just blocking. And it's a totally different mindset, which leads to different things. Today, very good from South Africa.
Yeah, spot on, Robin. It's also from a coaching staff. You have a word with your players and say, well, be a little bit more positive. It doesn't mean you have to run down the wicket and crash it out the ground. It's just looking for singles. If it's defended on the offside or the leg side, it's just having that intent that I'm not only there to survive, but I want to score runs. And
it's 92 for 4.
We may see similar type of shot in the middle with spin and Lyon into the attack. Bedingham likes to be positive against spin. South Africa being positive in general. So this is a new challenge for both Lyon and these two batters.
And it's important that they show some intent against Lyon, because if they can score 3-4 runs and over off him, that would mean the fast bowlers will have to come back sooner rather than later. He's a wily campaigner, been around for a long time, over 500 sticks.
Yeah, we highlighted the list this morning of leading wicket takers and also the top 10 in the world. Nathan Lyon's on that list. Spoke to this pitch. Shane Warne used to say, if it seems it spins. That was more because it was damp. He feels, Nathan Lyon, this one's very dry with the dry.
I think he'll get some purchase from the surface.
Issue for him is that Marco Jansen, who bowled at that pavilion end, now Stark is bowling at that end. Marco.
yeah, the plan, I mean, he's got short leg in place here, but the plan for him actually might be to try and find the outside edge to Steve Smith with the angle, sliding it across and using the slope to his advantage if it doesn't turn. And then you'll hope just one.
Interesting to see if he slows it up, if he gets some purchase. See a lot of people still coming in. Good crowds expected. The first 3 days at 28,000 - 29,000. Now this is where Mitchell Stark comes into play for Nathan Lyon. When he bowls over the wicket, and Nathan Lyon, as the game progresses, this line of his from over the wicket can be a real test for the batsman. Because if there are some rough marks outside the right-hander's off stump, he'll exploit it. He does that very well in Australia.
Really hitting the right area length, asking questions, and the angle that one bounces nicely. Steve Smith wanted to go upstairs, and they said no, there was an inside edge involved in this one.
That's a good point you make. Yeah, variations. When you look at Australia's the leading wicket takers, two champion spinners, Shane Warne and Nathan Lyon. Warne depended on his leg break. 85–90% of his wickets came with leg breaks, genuine leg breaks right through his career. Nathan Lyon,
but they can't because it drops on them. Beautiful overspin.
Catch it.
Overspin gets bounced like that. 94 for 4.
90. Shane Warne, Anil Kumble, the other spinners with Ravichandran Ashwin.
Wickets for Sean Pollock.
Yes, when you look at Lords and where it's situated, it's a beautiful part of London, St John's Wood, plenty of parks around, Regent's Park not far away, and the proximity to a station which allows a lot of people to come in and exit. That's in the air, taken. Good sharp catch. And against the run-up play, Bavuma playing an expansive shot there. And once again, terrific catching.
Well, the catching has been excellent, but mainly from the slip cord and behind the wicket because of the seam movement. But this one was in front of the wicket. Labuschagne, who's a fantastic athlete, shows that athleticism. Brilliant, really good. They needed something special to break the partnership. Labuschagne provides that. The South African captain has to go. He made 36, 94 for 5.
Yes, he'll be very disappointed. It was a fine innings, fighting innings. South Africa still need partnerships. Still trailing by 118. And this is where Australia are so good. Even if there's a passage of play where wickets don't fall, they don't give too much away. Complexion of the game changes. 94 for 4, it's now 94 for 5, can be 6. And then you're talking different.
You can see Calvarena to the crease. Good conversion rate from 350s, but he's gone on when he's got to 50 on 4 other occasions, similar to Steve Smith, where he plants that front and doesn't really move much after it, relies on the hands. But he'll need to work hard just to get himself in here. Cameron, you're watching after he's had to accept the fact that he's out. He kind of practices a shot. Just watch him in picture there about trying to go over the top. We've seen him 3 or 4 times today go up and over, almost back himself to take on the inner field. That one was more of a check drive. And unfortunately for him, just out in front of himself, didn't get over the top of it, and it pops up in the air. Brilliant catch.
I think he was a little over anxious there. He'd not got the strike for some time, just played 5 of the last 26 deliveries. So he wanted to move on. See, he was so balanced as he went across, eyes on the ball, getting 2 hands to it. As mentioned, great technique moving across. They've been patient, they've been rewarded. .94 for 5.
What you see is the end